Patrym mae iaith diwrnod 9, Sir y Fflint, canolradd, Day 9 language patterns. Rhif 1, berfau, verbs. Today's activities are all based around verbs. Verbs are doing words, for example, canu, to sing. So much of learning Welsh is based around the 5 irregular verbs in different tenses and some short form patterns. We will be using bod, to be, in the following tenses. Y presennol, the present. Dwi'n gweithio heddiw. I am working today. Dwi, rwy ti, mae o, mae hi, mae Edward, mae'r plant, da ni, da chi, ma'n nhw. Dwi ddim, dwi ti ddim, dydi o ddim, dydi hi ddim, dydi Edward ddim, dydi'r plant ddim, da ni ddim, da chi ddim, dydyn nhw ddim. Ydw i, wyt ti, ydi o, ydi hi, ydi Edward, ydi'r plant, da ni, da chi, ydyn nhw, ydw, wyt, ydi, ydi, ydyn, ydan, ydach, ydyn. If you follow the present tense with wedi, it forms the perfect tense. Wedi implies that you are after or past doing something. It's just like chwarter wedi 5, 5:15 on the clock. When you say dwi wedi rhedeg, you are saying that you are after or past running. In English, you would say, I have run. Dwi wedi gweithio heddiw. I have worked today. Mae o wedi gorffen. He has finished. Da ni wedi ymddeol. We have retired. Dwi wedi blino. Literally, I am past tiring. I have tired. Yr amherffaith, the imperfect tense. In English, this tense uses was or were. In Welsh, it always starts with ro. Roedd hi'n bwrw glaw. It was raining. Ro'n i'n gweithio ddoe. I was working yesterday. Roeddwn i, ro'n i, roedd y ti, roedd o, roedd hi, roedd Edward, roedd y plant, roedden ni, roedd y chi, roedden nhw. Doeddwn i ddim, do'n i ddim, doedd y ti ddim, doedd o ddim, doedd hi ddim, doedd Edward ddim, doedd y plant ddim, doedden ni ddim, doedd y chi ddim, doedden nhw ddim. Oeddwn i, o'n i, oedd y ti, oedd o, oedd hi, oedd Edward, oedd y plant, oedden ni, oedd y chi, oedden nhw. On, nac on, oeddet, nac oeddet, oedd, nac oedd, oedd, nac oedd, oedden, nac oedden, oedden, nac oedden, oeddech, nac oeddech, oedden, nac oedden. Y gorberffaith, the pluperfect. As before, we can follow this pattern with wedi. For example, ro'n i wedi rhedeg. I was after running. In English, I had run. Ro'n i wedi gorffen. I had finished. Roedd hi wedi mynd i'r siop. She had gone to the shop. Y dyfodol, the future. Bored can be used in the future tense. In English, we would say will be. For example, mi fydda i'n gweithio yfory. I will be working tomorrow. Here is the full pattern. Mi fydda I, mi fyddi di, mi fydd o, mi fydd hi, mi fydd Edward, mi fydd y plant, mi fyddwn ni, mi fyddwch chi, mi fyddan nhw. Fydda I ddim, fyddi di ddim, fydd o ddim, fydd hi ddim, fydd Edward ddim, fydd y plant ddim, fyddwn ni ddim, fyddwch chi ddim, fyddan nhw ddim. Fydda I, fyddi di, fydd o, fydd hi, fydd Edward, fydd y plant, fyddwn ni, fyddwch chi, fyddan nhw. Bydda, na fydda, byddi, na fyddi, bydd, na fydd, bydd, na fydd, byddan, na fyddan, byddwn, na fyddwn, byddwch, na fyddwch, byddan, na fyddan. There is also a short form of the future tense, using verb endings instead of bored. It has a slightly different feel. For example, mi fydda i'n rhedeg yfory. I will be running tomorrow. Mi reda I yfory. I will run tomorrow. Here is the full pattern. Mi ai, mi I di, mi Iaith o, mi Iaith hi, mi wn ni, mi wch chi, mi a nhw. I ddim, I di ddim, Iaith o ddim, Iaith hi ddim, wn ni ddim, wch chi ddim, a nhw ddim. I di, Iaith o, Iaith hi, wn ni, wch chi, a nhw. Wna I, na wna I, wnei, na wnei, wneith, na wneith, wneith, na wneith, wnawn, na wnawn, wnewch, na wnewch, wna'n, na wna'n. A gorffennol syml, the simple past. Completed one-off events in the past. This does not use bored. Instead, it can be formed two ways, long and short. The short compound way looks like this. Fi, es, mi ddarllenis I. Or the more formal ending, ais I. Ti, est, mi ddarllenes ti. Fo, oedd, mi ddarllenodd o. Hi, oedd, mi ddarllenodd hi. Ni, on, mi ddarllenon ni. Chi, och, mi ddarllenoch chi. Nhw, on, mi ddarllenon nhw. The longer and more commonly used way is to use the past tense of gwneud. For example, mi wnes I ddarllen. I did read. See below for the full pattern. Gwneud, mynd, cael, a dod. We will also look at 4 other irregular verbs. Gwneud, mynd, cael, a dod in the past and future. Gwneud, mynd, cael a dod yn y gorffennol. To do, to go, to have, to come in the past. Mi es I i'r swyddfa. I went to the office. Mi wnes I waith. I did work. Mi ges I amser da. I had a good time. Mi ges I frechdan am ginio. I had a sandwich for lunch. Gwneud, past tense. Mi wnes I ddawnsio. Mi wnes ti. Mi wnaeth o. Mi wnaeth hi. mi wnaeth Edward, mi wnaeth y plant, mi wnaetho ni, mi wnaetho chi, mi wnaethon nhw. Wnes i ddim dawnsio, wnes ti ddim, wnaeth o ddim, wnaeth hi ddim, wnaeth Edward ddim, wnaeth y plant ddim, wnaethon ni ddim, wnaethoch chi ddim, wnaethon nhw ddim. Wnes ti ddawnsio, wnes ti, wnaeth o, wnaeth Edward, wnaeth y plant, wnaethon ni, wnaethoch chi, wnaethon nhw. Mynd, past tense. Mi es i, mi es ti, mi aeth o, mi aeth hi, mi aeth Edward, mi aeth y plant, mi eithon ni, mi eithoch chi, mi eithon nhw. Es i ddim, es ti ddim, aeth o ddim, aeth Edward ddim, aeth y plant ddim, eithon ni ddim, eithoch chi ddim, eithon nhw ddim. Es i, es ti, aeth o, aeth hi, aeth Edward, aeth y plant, eithon ni, eithoch chi, eithon nhw. Cael, past tense. Mi ges i ginio, mi ges ti, mi gaeth o, mi gaeth hi, mi gaeth Edward, mi gaeth y plant, mi geithon ni, mi geithoch chi, mi geithon nhw. Ches i ddim cinio, ches ti ddim, chaeth o ddim, chaeth hi ddim, chaeth Edward ddim, chaeth y plant ddim, chaethon ni ddim, chaethoch chi ddim, chaethon nhw ddim. Ges i ginio, ges ti, gaeth o, gaeth hi, gaeth Edward, gaeth y plant, geithon ni, geithoch chi, geithon nhw. In some areas of North Wales, you sometimes hear ddaru used as a past tense instead of gwneud. It is ddaru for all persons and is therefore very easy to use. Ddaru mi, I did. Ddaru fo, he did, etc. Gwneud, mynd, cael a dod yn y dyfodol. To do, to go, to have, to come in the future. Mi a i'r swyddfa. I will go to the office. Mi wna I waith. I will do work. Mi gai amser da. I will have a good time. Mi gai frechdan am ginio. I will have a sandwich for lunch. Gwneud. Dyfodol. Short form. Mi wna I, mi wneud I, mi wneith o, mi wneith hi, mi wnawn ni, mi wnewch chi, mi wna'n nhw. Wna I ddim, wneud I ddim, wneith o ddim, wneith hi ddim, wnawn ni ddim, wnewch chi ddim, wna'n nhw ddim. Wna I, wneud I, wneith o, wneith hi, wnawn ni, wnewch chi, wna'n nhw. Mynd. Yn y dyfodol. Mi a I, mi eid I, mi eith o, mi eith hi, mi awn ni, mi ewch chi, mi a'n nhw. A I ddim, eid I ddim, eith o ddim, eith hi ddim, awn ni ddim, ewch chi ddim, a'n nhw ddim. A I, eid I, eith o, awn ni, ewch chi, a'n nhw. Cael yn y dyfodol. Mi gai I, mi geid I, mi geith o, mi geith hi, mi gawn ni, mi gewch chi, mi gan nhw. Chai ddim, cheid I ddim, cheith o ddim, cheith hi ddim, chawn ni ddim, chewch chi ddim, chan nhw ddim. Gai I, geid I, geith o, geith hi, gawn ni, gewch chi, gan nhw. Rhif 2. Yr amodol, the conditional. The conditional uses a form of bod, bason. It expresses would. Mi faswn ni'n hoffi byw mewn castell. Faswn ni ddim yn hoffi byw mewn castell oer. Fasa ti'n hoffi cael gweision? Here is the full pattern. Mi faswn i, mi fasa ti, mi fasai o, mi fasai hi, mi fasa ni, mi fasa chi, mi fasa nhw. Faswn i ddim, fasa ti ddim, fasai o ddim, fasai hi ddim, fasa ni ddim, fasa chi ddim, fasa nhw ddim. Faswn i, fasa ti, fasai o, fasai hi, fasa ni, fasa chi, fasa nhw. Baswn, na faswn. Baset, na faset. Basai, na fasai. Basen, na fasen. Basech, na fasech. Basen, na fasen. Very often there is a second half to the conditional sentence, the part containing the if, the condition. Mi faswn i'n byw mewn castell taswn i'n frenin. I would live in a castle if I were king. Notice that these two halves can go in either order. Taswn i'n frenin, mi faswn i'n byw mewn castell. If I were king, I would live in a castle. To remember the pattern, think of the word tiff. T plus if to remember that taswn is a conditional if. Mi faswn i'n prynu castell taswn i'n gyfoethog. I would buy a castle if I were rich. Mi fasai hi'n hoffi cael gweision tasai hi'n byw mewn castell. She would like to have servants if she lived in a castle. Here is the full pattern. Taswn i, tasa ti, tasai o, tasai hi, tasa ni, tasa chi, tasa nhw. Taswn i ddim, tasa ti ddim, tasai o ddim, tasai hi ddim, tasa ni ddim, tasa chi ddim, tasa nhw ddim. There are other words that can be used in the conditional. Should, would like, and could. Mi ddylwn i. I should. Ddylwn i ddim. I shouldn't. Dylwn i. Should I? Mi hoffwn i. I would like. Hoffwn i ddim. I would not like. Hoffwn i. Would I like? Mi fedrwn i. I could. Fedrwn i ddim. I could not. Fedrwn i. Could I? Notice that every verb takes the same endings. The conditional verb endings look like this. Un I, et ti, I o, I hi, en ni, ech chi, en nhw. Yr amodol gorffennol, the past conditional. The conditional in the past tense translates as should have, could have, would have, shoulda, coulda, woulda. To say we have done something in Welsh, we use wedi. For example, dwi wedi gweld y castell. I have seen the castle. Notice that wedi always goes with a form of bod. Dwi, I am. Mi ddylwn i, I should. This is not a form of bod, therefore to use wedi, we also have to add in a bod for the sentence to make sense. For example, mi ddylwn i plus bod plus wedi. Mi ddylwn i fod wedi. I should have. Ddylwn i ddim plus bod plus wedi. Ddylwn i ddim bod wedi. I shouldn't have. Mi ddylwn i fod wedi gweld y castell. I should have seen the castle. Ddylwn i ddim bod wedi gweld y castell. I should not have seen the castle. This works in exactly the same way for hoffi and medru. Mi hoffwn i fod wedi gweld y castell. I would like to have seen the castle. Mi fedrwn i fod wedi gweld y castell. I could have seen the castle. Rhif 3. Clauses with bored. Here is a list of verbs that can be followed with bored, meaning that. Meddwl, gwybod, gobeithio, deud, siŵr, sicr, mae'n debyg, trist, ella, wrth gwrs, mae'n ddrwg gen i. If the bored is followed by a pronoun, then we use the possessive pattern from part 1. Here the English has been written as a literal translation rather than in common usage. Dwi'n meddwl fy mod i'n iawn. I am thinking that I am okay. Dwi'n gwybod dy fod di'n iawn. I am knowing that you will be okay. Dwi'n gobeithio ei fod o'n iawn. I am hoping that he is okay. You can express something that you think now. I think it is fine. Dwi'n meddwl bod hi'n braf. I am thinking that it is fine. You can replace the word bored in the middle with bydd to talk about something you think now about the future. I think it will be fine. Dwi'n meddwl bydd hi'n braf. I am thinking that it will be fine. You can express something that you thought in the past. I thought it was fine. Ro'n i'n meddwl bod hi'n braf. I was thinking that it is fine. Literal translation. You can replace bored in the middle of the sentence with basai, conditional form of bored, to imply something that you thought in the past would be. I thought it would be fine. Ro'n i'n meddwl basai hi'n braf. I was thinking that it would be fine. Rhif 4. Mai. Emphatic clauses. We know that bored can go after words to mean that. For example, dwi'n meddwl bod y castell yn hyfryd. I think that the castle is lovely. We've looked at how we can move the subject, godrych, to the front of the sentence for emphasis. Edward sy'n siarad. Emphasis on the fact that Edward is speaking, rather than someone else. If there is no emphasis, then the statement would be mae Edward yn siarad. However, when we are being specific about whom it is that is speaking, we would say Edward sy'n siarad. Now we are going to add another clause putting dwi'n meddwl at the beginning. If the sentence you are creating is normal and the statement clause started with a verb, mae or roedd, then we use bod in the middle. Dwi'n meddwl bod Edward yn siarad. I think that Edward is speaking. However, if the statement clause is an emphatic clause, then you need to use mae in the middle. Dwi'n meddwl mae Edward sy'n siarad. I think that Edward is speaking. Here are some more examples. Dwi'n siŵr bod y castell yn hen iawn. Dwi'n credu mai Caernarfon ydy'r pella. Mae'n ddrwg gen i bod hi'n bwrw glaw. Wrth gwrs mae Nigel sy'n gyrru'r bws.